You know, sometimes the most profound life lessons don't come from famous gurus or best-selling books. They come from the quiet wisdom of people who've just lived long and full lives. So today we're going to do something a little different. We're stepping away from the usual headlines and diving deep into one person's story, a life story that might just hold up a mirror to our own.
But before we really get into it, let me ask you something. Just think about your own family for a second. In every family, there are these unread chapters, right? Unheard voices. Whose story have you been meaning to ask about but just haven't gotten around to it? Keep that person in mind, because what we talk about today might just be the little push you need.
The story we're exploring belongs to a woman named Yai Wets. She's an 80-year-old from a small community in Thailand. And she never set out to be a teacher, but her journey, wow, it offers this powerful masterclass in what it really means to be resilient, to find happiness, and to live a life that truly feels full of purpose. Okay, let's get into it.
To really get where her wisdom comes from, we first have to understand the world she grew up in. Her philosophy isn't some abstract idea from a book. It was forged in the reality of hardship and scarcity, a world that is probably very, very different from the one most of us know today.
So, take a look at this timeline. It's pretty stark, right? Born in 1943 into a farming family, Yai Wet's formal education stopped at the 4th grade. For most girls in her village back then, that was it. That was the end of the line for school. And from that point on, her entire life was basically defined by labor.
And this quote, it just says it all, doesn't it? It captures that exact moment, that crossroad she faced. She actually wanted to keep learning, but family duty came first. So her life's work wasn't something she chose, it was assigned to her. Her days were spent out in the fields, herding livestock instead of in a classroom.
I mean, just try to imagine a life that's literally dictated by the sun. You wake up at sunrise to go work in the fields, you spend all day tending to animals, and you end the day just bone-tired from physical work. And this wasn't some 9-to-5 job with weekends off, you know? It was her constant, demanding reality, and it shaped everything about her. But here's where the story takes this amazing turn. You'd think a life of that much hardship would lead to bitterness, right? Instead, for her, it cultivated this incredibly profound and joyful philosophy. Let's dig into how she did that.
Okay, the absolute key to understanding Yai Wet's happiness is this concept right here, sasam bun, which translates to accumulating merit. It's this core belief that every single act of kindness, every good deed you do, is like putting spiritual savings in the bank. It's not for this life, but it's like building up provisions for the next one.
So this is where it gets really fascinating. The contrast. Think about what so many of us chase today. A promotion, more followers on social media, a bigger paycheck. Those are our goals. But Yai Wet's goal, it's completely internal. Her entire focus isn't on getting more stuff, but on cultivating a better spirit. It really makes you stop and think, what are my own life goals really aimed at?
And this right here, this is the heart of her entire belief system. From her perspective, this physical life we're living is temporary. It's just one stop on a much, much longer journey. The body is fleeting, but the spirit, the real essence of who you are, that endures. And that belief gives her this incredible sense of purpose that just goes way beyond daily struggles.
And because she believes that, every single day becomes precious. Waking up isn't just another day, it's another chance to satsam bunya, to accumulate more merit. For her, aging isn't about decline or waiting for the end. It's about having more time to do good things and strengthen her spirit. What a beautiful way to look at it.
So, you might be wondering, okay, how does this big philosophy actually play out in real life? Well, the interviewer asked her to boil down her 80 years of experience into some advice for the rest of us. And she gave 3 simple but really powerful principles.
And her advice is so refreshingly straightforward. First, she says, have moral principles. Her view is that if you're born a person, you have a fundamental duty to live with virtue. At your core, just be a good person. Second, be united. She really stresses how important community, harmony, and just helping each other out are for a good life. And number 3, have a plan. Don't just sort of drift through life passively. Live with intention, whether that's in your work, with your family, or for your spirit.
Now, hearing Yai Wet's story sparked this really powerful realization in the person who was interviewing her, and honestly, it's a call to action for every single one of us. It's about how important it is that we don't let these incredible life stories just fade away.
I mean, just stop and think about this question for a second. It is so powerful. We rush to gather memories and write up this whole biography to be read one time after the person is already gone.
But what if we flip that around? What if we celebrated and learned from these incredible histories while their authors are still right here with us, able to share them?
And just look at the benefits of doing this. It's not just about saving memories. It validates a person's entire life, making them feel seen and truly valued. It creates this amazing legacy, a roadmap for younger generations. It helps us understand our own story by seeing the journey that came before us. And it reminds us that our own struggles, well, they're just one chapter in a long family saga of resilience.
The thing is, our family histories are not just boring timelines. They are epic dramas. They've got heroes, maybe some villains, plot twists, moments of tragedy, and moments of unbelievable triumph. These aren't just names and dates on a family tree. They're rich, complex stories just waiting to be told.
And that brings us right back to that first question I asked you. Yai Wet's incredible story was almost lost, captured only by chance. So I'll leave you with this to think about. What is the most precious untold story in your own family? And more importantly, what are you going to do to make sure it gets heard?